Hi, and welcome to another just the DJ Roscoe Sports Show for this late Saturday night, about 10:30 p.m., December 18th, 2021, from Live Below State here in Dallas, Pennsylvania. Almost Sunday fun day. If it's Saturday, this is the Mayhem Sports Talk right here on the DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Very happy with you once again. There's our picture from last year with beautiful wife Abby, beautiful handsome son LJ, almost 2 years old, Lorelai, beautiful 4.5-year-old daughter, and this ugly punum, DJ Roscoe himself. So definitely it's the beauty and the beast, but I'm very happy and thankful and lucky for my beautiful family, and I appreciate them each and every day. So that's all I really need for the holidays. So hopefully you guys, I love you guys, and that I love you guys tuning in each and every week, and hopefully you guys having a lot of joy and happiness, and stay calm. I know everyone's worried about their Amazon packages getting here on time. They're worried about their packages being stuck on like cargo boats and ships out in the middle of the ocean. Hopefully it will get here on time. If not, just apologize, give some hugs and kisses, be thankful for your health and your families and your loved ones and your friends. And eventually those items will get there. So it might be in March, it might be St. Patrick's Day, when the leprechauns come out for the St. Patrick's Day parade. Who knows? Maybe for Valentine's Day, you'll double up your old Christmas gifts that took forever and Valentine's Day. Either way, it will happen. Stay calm. All right, so we're excited. I have my daughter. It barely fits me. It's like my little yarmulke that I wore going to Hebrew school as a kid. But this is her Minnie Mouse Santa hat. So I wanted to wear it, be festive, because a week from today, in just 7 days. 7 days is Christmas Day, Feliz Navidad, one of my favorite Christmas songs. That and Last Christmas from the late great George Michael, two favorite Christmas songs. And I also like Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You, even though if you hear it too much, you'll go crazy. And Bruce Springsteen's Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and also Jackson 5 with the great late Michael Jackson. Great song, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I will be happy when eventually the local radio station do not play just Christmas songs, because it is just mind numbing. So I've been listening to a lot of CDs, and any station that doesn't just play Christmas songs, I can only take so much of it. But I hope you guys are excited. Santa's coming Christmas Eve night. Believe in Santa and the magical elves. We have Elf on the Shelf with what's his name, Twinkle, and his brother Sprinkle. They're up to mischievous things every single night. And they were having Taste the Rainbow with Skittles. What else were they doing? They were tied themselves up with in toilet paper. They were trying to TP our house. This Elf on the Shelf has a mind of his own. He was trying to floss. He was hanging from the mirror in the bathroom. It's just craziness in the Tredsky household. But for any of the parents enjoying Elf on the Shelf, you know your kids are loving it. Buddy the Elf will enjoy it. Christmas Vacation, watch the Christmas movies. The Grinch, my little boy, loves the Grinch and loves when he's bad. He says, no, don't be bad. And loves when he turns out to be and is good at the end. And his Puppy Max and Cindy Lou Who and all that stuff. It's almost here. Hopefully you're not on the naughty list. Hopefully you're on the nice list and get lots of great Christmas gifts and all that great stuff. We're a week away, so hang in there. We're almost there. Feliz Navidad. Christmas is almost here. Let's be nice to each other. Let's be patient during these last few mad dashes to get your gifts wrapped and to go out at the last second for all the last second procrastinators to go out to the store the old school way and try to buy gifts. It's very crowded. Traffic's bad. Just stay calm. We will get through it. And hopefully your Amazon packages will come too. But we wanted to do a quick sports show, give our Week 15 NFL picks. Seasons fly by. But the COVID Omicron, I think it's Omicron. It does sound like an evil transformer. New character is reared its ugly head. For the first time this year, after last year, there was a lot of interruptions with football and everything with schedules. We have postponements, but we will hopefully get these games in. Hopefully everyone will be safe. It seems to be a lot more transmissible, so a lot of people, even if they were vaccinated, hopefully get vaccinated. If you're not, if you are, get boosted, because Dr. Anthony Fauci, and I believe he knows what he's talking about, thinks that if you are boosted after your two vaccinations and get the third shot, you're much likely to fight off Omicron. It's just a lot more transmissible, but supposedly the cases are a lot more mild in terms of the effects of what it can do. Still is dangerous. You still want to prevent it from happening, but luckily it seems to be not as severe when you get it, but it seems to be happening to a lot more people and a lot more breakthrough cases, even people who have been vaccinated. So stay safe out there. Wear masks when you need to. I know it stinks. Get vaccinated. Do what you need to do. But there were 3 games postponed. We were supposed to have a doubleheader tonight. Instead, both on NFL Network, the Cleveland Browns, their game against the Vegas Raiders from Cleveland, that game has been moved to this Monday, December 20th at 5 p.m., still exclusively on NFL Network. The game tonight is still going on between the Colts and the Patriots. Colts right now are still dominating the Patriots, and the Patriots are making a last-dash effort here in the fourth quarter. They were up 20-0. I thought the Colts had a slight advantage at home in this game. I've been loving the coverage on Hard Knocks in season with the Indianapolis Colts. They top-notch defense, underrated defense, solid offense. Carson Wentz having a great year. Jonathan Taylor, running backs, playing amazing. Frank Reich, great offensive-minded head coach, was the Eagles' offensive coordinator when they won the Super Bowl 4 years ago, and even made Nick Foles a great quarterback. Never mind when all the great things he did with Carson Wentz before he got hurt. Was having an MVP caliber season. That game is still going on, but the Patriots are making a last-dash effort to come back here, which would be an improbable comeback. They were down 20-0, but the Colts are hanging on, up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. I think the Colts are going to win that game, move to 8-6, have a chance to make the playoffs. And then the Patriots, and as a wild card team, the Patriots right now, they are of course 9-4, have won 7 in a row since going 2-4. Their last loss was October 17th when my wife and I went to the Steelers game with Uncle Scott and Aunt Rose, and that was in overtime to the Dallas Cowboys. That was a heck of a thrilling game. They haven't lost since, so it's now middle of December, almost the end of December, so it's been over 2 months since the last loss. This might be their first loss in over 2 months, and might fall to 9-5. And then on Thursday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs, Pat Mahomes, who started off slow, they had an amazing comeback against Justin Herbert, battle, great quarterback matchup of young superstar quarterbacks, hopefully for years to come in the same division in the AFC West. Chiefs came back, they knocked off the LA Chargers on the road in LA, 34-28 in overtime. A walk-off touchdown pass to Travis Kelce, the great tight end, who had 191 yards, receiving a lot of yards after the catch, including on the game-winning touchdown. Chiefs moved to 10-4. They are in for a number 1 seed in the AFC. The Packers number 1 seed in the NFC after the Arizona Cardinals lost last week on Monday Night Football to the LA Rams, who crushed them in Arizona. And so Packers top seed in the NFC. Chiefs are the top seed in the AFC. And as long as the Patriots lose tonight, which right now looks like they are to the Colts, the Chiefs will hold on to that number 1 spot. But the Patriots still going to make the playoffs, but hopefully, at least early on in the game when the Colts were dominating them, this will prove as a little bit of a blueprint that they are not invincible, the Patriots, and they made Mac Jones, the star rookie quarterback, a little bit look like a rookie and struggle out there. So we just have the one Saturday game because it's college bowl season. They even have the Jimmy Kimmel Bowl tonight in Los Angeles, and you get a lot of the smaller bowls. They have the Bahamas Bowl. They eventually have the Cheez-It Bowl. A lot of star players are not going to participate in the bowl games. They want to opt out because they want to risk injury, which stinks, but I get it because you have a lot of money riding on it, but you hate the idea that they might be, I don't know, it's weird for me because I played college sports at a much lower level, Division III at Marywood, for baseball. I would hate to ever quit on my teammates, but you can't also blame them because they have so much more riding on this if you get hurt in what they consider maybe a meaningless exhibition game, even though it would be for your team. And some of these are like big, like New Year's Six bowl games, like the Peach Bowl, where Michigan State star running back, he's going to sit out. The star, almost Heisman Trophy winner, finished 3rd place the Heisman Trophy, raced Kenny Pickett with that the great fake slide when they won the ACC championship over Wake Forest a couple weeks ago, which they now banned that rule where you fake a slide, give yourself up where they can't hit you, and then you run for a 58-yard touchdown. He's going to sit out because he doesn't want to risk injury. So it stinks. You're going to have a lot of backups out there, which could be a premier bowl game with Michigan State and University of Pittsburgh on Thursday, December 30th, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. And there's a lot of other games. I guess right now the only thing that would be crazy, one of these days maybe even a college football playoff championship won't matter. But unless you're in the 14 playoff, maybe next year it gets expanded to 12 teams. And maybe if it was this year, maybe they would have been willing to play. Unless you're in that, a lot of the star players who are going to leave after their junior year or graduate as their senior year, they don't want to take the risk. So it's a little weird, but a lot of star players aren't playing these bowl games. But we're in a lot of the smaller bowl games, but they're fun. A lot of these teams get a chance to win a championship, get a few more practices in, and yeah, just get to travel to a different place, end the season on a high note, on a win. And we'll see. Hopefully some of the players will participate. You still have December 31st on New Year's Eve. In less than 2 weeks, you have the 4-team college football playoff, where it's Alabama 1 seed versus undefeated Cincinnati, which I still think Alabama's going to win that, go to the championship game. And you have number 2 Michigan, Jim Harbaugh win the Big Ten championship against number 3 Georgia. I hope it's not Alabama and Georgia again, which Alabama just destroyed Georgia in the SEC championship. I think Michigan wins that, and then I think Jim Harbaugh and Michigan give Alabama a little bit of a run for their money. But I think Alabama and Nick Saban continue to dominate and will win the national championship. And then you have Penn State versus Arkansas in the Outback Bowl in Tampa, Florida, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Champion Buccaneers, and Tom Brady and Company, they play. That's New Year's Day, January 1st in the afternoon, and also the Fiesta Bowl. I think also in the afternoon is going to be Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman, the new head coach, taking over for Brian Kelly, who bolted for LSU, and Lincoln Riley bolted for USC from the Oklahoma. Notre Dame, his first game as head coach, Marcus Freeman, the former defensive coordinator, now head coach Notre Dame. They will take on Oklahoma State in the Fiesta Bowl. So that's some of the big games. And the Yankee Stadium Pinstripe Bowl will be fun. I think Maryland versus Virginia Tech. And Tua's brother, Miami Dolphins quarterback, former Alabama quarterback, he's on Maryland. So a lot of college football. Enjoy the bowl season. It's fun because sometimes in the middle of the day at 3 o'clock on a random day as you get ready for the holiday season, and you might be wrapping gifts or shopping at the last minute gifts. Who knows, at the dollar store or at Best Buy trying to get a last minute cool electronic gadget. There's a bowl game on, which is fun. More football, the better. It's never a bad thing to have a football game on, even in the middle of the day when most people are working or busy to even know it exists. So college bowl season is upon us. It'll be closer to the big game soon. Hopefully we get a 12-team playoff next year, but still disappointing that some of the top players are sitting out. So college bowl games, that's going on. I also wanted to mention Brooklyn Nets, they kind of caved. They also have a lot of COVID stuff and a lot of injuries, and they lost the stinky Orlando Magic tonight. But Kevin Durant, who's been playing out of his mind, he could probably win league MVP, scoring tons of points. But at 33 years old, his ankle has been in a lot of pain, and they've had to rest him. James Harden's had a COVID protocol issue, a lot of injuries. Joe Harris has been out, so the Nets are now going to let Kyrie Irving, who's still not vaccinated, in New York. He cannot play in an indoor venue in New York, in the state of New York. Brooklyn Nets obviously playing, but they're desperate enough. He's a superstar player. They're gonna let him play. They didn't say when he's allowed to come back and play in a game, but when they'll let him. But he'll ramp it up in practice. He will be coming to Brooklyn Nets back, play for the Brooklyn Nets on the road. I think he also would be able to play against the Golden State Warriors and in California. At least against Golden State. I don't know about maybe against the LA Lakers, Sacramento Kings as well. But in most other places, he'd be allowed to play, and he'll just have to get tested a bunch. Maybe eventually he'll get vaccinated because it'd be crazy. And that's still have a great chance to make it deep in the playoffs in a meaningful playoff game, or possibly for an NBA championship. You have a home game in New York, and he's like, I can't play. Or on the road, let's say they play Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. Congrats to him, the all-time three-point shot leader of all time, beating Ray Allen's record, who previously beat Reggie Miller's record. It'd be crazy if the great Stephen Curry playing Golden State and on the road even against them, you can't play in the game and help them. So great three-point shooter, Stephen Curry, and is going to get Klay Thompson back soon after 2 years away from it with injuries. So Nets playing great. But Kyrie Irving, they caved. He's going to come back, at least play on the road. He's getting paid a lot of money anyway just for the road games, so maybe eventually he'll get vaccinated so he can play in New York. But he will rejoin the Brooklyn Nets, practicing, going to play in some games. I hate the idea of giving in to this guy unless he's going to get vaccinated or they give him an exemption where he can play in New York. I hate it. Doesn't really help them to have a part-time player, but I get you're desperate. You need guys, able-bodied guys to play right now, and he's a superstar. Hopefully he'll do the right thing soon and get vaccinated for his teammates and everyone around him and for his own benefit. But right now, be a part-time player. I still kind of wish they traded him for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons has been ahead with the Sixers that hasn't played this year, or for someone else and get what you can for a full-time player. But hey, maybe he'll do so well in that part-time role. Will help the Nets rest some of their star players, and maybe eventually he'll be allowed to play in the full-time. But for now, as a part-time player, it's going to be weird to see, but it'll be interesting to see Kyrie Irving coming back to Brooklyn Nets on the road. Hockey's been fun. The Flyers won tonight 4-3 over the Ottawa Senators. Pittsburgh Penguins have won 6 straight games. They, I think, beat Buffalo the other night. They've been playing great. Rangers are playing great hockey. So hockey's been fun. Baby Pens played tonight against the Hershey Bears. So I think they lost 8-3, but a lot of home games coming up for the Baby Pens at home against Mohegan Sun Casey Plaza. I know they play Monday, December 27th. They've had a few makeup games after some COVID issues. Monday, December 27th at 7 o'clock. Right after Christmas they play, and then on New Year's Eve, Friday, December 31st at 5 o'clock, they play an early game before you start your New Year's Eve festivities. Get ready to bring in the new year. Say goodbye to 2021. Better than last year, 2020, which was miserable. Not great, but still better. And then say hello to 2022, which hopefully will be back better than ever. And we also get college football playoff games that day. So enjoy the hockey with the Baby Pens and NHL. Enjoy the basketball. Congrats, Stephen Curry, three-point shooting king of all time. LeBron James, the Lakers trying their best, but they're old and they can't do much. Russell Westbrook doesn't click. They brought back Isaiah Thomas, not the old Isaiah Thomas, but the former star Celtics Isaiah Thomas, not the Pistons one. And who knows, it might give them a shot in the arm with all the injuries and craziness they've had. But and he played pretty well in his first game. They got blown out in that game, so. It'll be interesting to see what happens. If the Bucks playing well, there'll be a lot of Christmas basketball games. There'll be a lot of next Saturday, of course, the usual Christmas basketball games for Christmas, and then the football. They're gonna have a doubleheader. They're gonna have the Cleveland Browns versus Green Bay Packers. I think at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers versus Baker Mayfield. Hopefully, he'll be back from the COVID thing, and their coach will be back soon. And then it's at 3:30. I think the game probably starts at 4, and then at 8:15, the Colts will play again on Saturday. This time on Christmas, they're playing tonight against the Patriots on a Saturday. They will play against the Arizona Cardinals, which could be a big time playoff preview eventually. Well, maybe they'll play each other in the Super Bowl. Who knows? But Colts and Cardinals, so there'll be Christmas Day football games, basketball games, and a lot of excitement there. So mention that. Basketball, hockey's been fun. Kyrie Irving coming back, we're interested to see. Penguins maybe won't lose another game. They're playing well. Buck Showalter, the Mets got their guy. It's still a baseball lockout. I've called my sources. I'll ask this Cup now, still a lockout. But Buck Showalter, the Mets they get their guy. Former Yankee manager, did a solid job there. It was kind of stunk. He got fired right before they won the World Series with Joe Torre, but he had a lot of the success with his players. Was on a funny episode of Seinfeld with George Costanza. So Buck Showalter did well there. He did well with the Diamondbacks, and then gets fired the next year. Bob Brenly takes over, wins the World Series. So every time he sets them up to do well, and then gets fired and doesn't get the chance. Then managed well with the Texas Rangers with not a lot of star power, and found a way to get them to win, and didn't have a lot of pitching and a lot of good hitters. Got them to become winners. So did well with the Yankees, did well with the Diamondbacks, did well with the Texas Rangers, and then did well with the Baltimore Orioles, which no one has done in many years. They haven't won the World Series since 1983 when my brother was born at 38 years ago. But who's counting besides me? So I think this will be his 5th stop as a manager. Has a winning record. I think he's 4th all time on now active manager wins. Has had a great career, also a great broadcaster, very smart, knowledgeable man, and knows what he's talking about. It was fun seeing him come back to the Yankees, broadcasting and doing post-game coverage on the S Network for the Yankees. Just a brilliant mind, and I think he'll do a great job with the Mets. This is going to probably be his last stop as a manager in baseball, but glad it's back in New York City with a top-notch team, which should be a top-notch team as long as they live up to expectations, with a high-powered owner, which he has experience with, working with George Steinbrenner as a powerful owner, and Steve Cohen, who's the richest owner in baseball, and I think it's just going to work out well. He has a lot of high-priced talent, but I think he could know how to mold them. He'll bring discipline, respect. People know he's a credible coach. He means what he says. He's a proven winner. Hasn't won a World Series there, but got in the World Series. But a lot of teams, he's gotten them deep in the playoffs, gets them ready on the precipice, and then the next guy goes wins the World Series. Hopefully this time they win the World Series. Steve Cohen announced himself on Twitter today. Buck Showalter becoming the manager of the Mets. I heard a rumor that maybe after he lost the job because of the Astros cheating scandal with sign stealing, maybe he'd bring Carlos Beltran to be his bench coach and maybe be forgiving, get some baseball coaching experience. It'll be interesting to see. You'd get a lot of respect to Buck Showalter, vouch for him. But the brilliant Buck Showalter, back in New York, back as a manager, and Max Scherzer, the star pitcher, former Washington National and Los Angeles Dodger, now he's a Met. He wanted him, so he's got him. They got Marcana, they had Escobar, they have Starlin Marte. They added all that great talent in the free agent frenzy right before the baseball lockout, and they saw Pete Alonso and a lot of star players, and I think he'll be able to mold them to a winner. Of course, the great Jake DeGrom, 1-2 punch if he's healthy with Max Scherzer. It'll be great to see Buck Showalter back as a manager in the big leagues, and now the Mets manager, so excited with that. And Aaron Judge, 29 years old, going to be 30 in the end of April. My daughter's favorite baseball player, my favorite current base player. He is married, man. He married his college sweetheart and got married in Hawaii, and his former baseball teammate, Tyler Wade, came up with the Yankee system with him. Now he's going to play for the LA Angels. He was at the wedding, and it was in tropical Hawaii, like a destination wedding. Congrats to Aaron Judge, getting married to his wife. I think her first name is Samantha, I read on Twitter. Congrats to the great Aaron Judge. Hopefully now he got a ring. Has a wedding ring now. Hopefully he'll get another ring soon for all us Yankee fans and win a World Series championship. So championship number 28 for the Yankees. So that's the baseball talk. Hopefully the lockout will end soon. They're supposedly going to meet soon, the players union and the owners, to try to resolve this. So Maybe it's a positive sign that teams are selling spring training tickets right now, but hopefully they can come to terms with all the big financial issues they have and the trust issues they have. And hopefully they can have spring training, but definitely hopefully not lose regular season games. So hopefully they'll lock up on soon. Great to see Judge getting married, and great to see Buck Showalter become the Mets manager back in baseball. Kyrie, and then so that's a baseball talk. Kyrie Irving back with basketball. Stephen Curry's greatness for basketball. Hockey, Penguins playing great. And then now you got the football, college football bowl games. And then, as I said, week 15, Chiefs came back to beat the Chargers 34-28 on Thursday night, 10th win of the season. And now we'll go to, and then tonight, it's 20-10, Colts over the Patriots with only about 3 minutes to go. So it looks like the Colts are going to hang on, even though the Patriots have put up a little bit of challenge late in this game. The Patriots' 7-game win streak will finally be broken. The Chiefs now have won 7 games in a row. They were 3-4, and everyone said, "Sky's hole." Pat Mahomes doesn't know what he's doing. Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, what's happening? And then they went from 3-4 to 10-4. So they're going to win the division, probably be the top seed. Which not only the top seed gets home field advantage throughout the playoffs and a first round bye. So that would be big if they go right to the second round in one less game, and potentially if they play the Patriots, they would get to play them at home in Kansas City against the rookie quarterback mano a mano in the AFC Championship game. So that might very well be the AFC Championship game. So it looks like the Colts are going to beat the Patriots. Now Sunday, December 19th, 1 p.m. games. Of course, there was 3 games moved. The Raiders-Browns supposed to play tonight. They will play Monday, December 20th at 5 p.m. on NFL Network. They're still right after that, 8:15, the previously scheduled game, Monday Night Football game, Vikings at Bears on ESPN and ABC, and that will be Monday. So we have a doubleheader on Monday instead of the doubleheader today, and then Tuesday we have a doubleheader. But unless you have the NFL ticket package, you have to pick wherever game is in your area. We'll get the Eagles game because we're closer to Philly here in Dallas in the northeast of Pennsylvania. So we have Tuesday, December 21st, both games on Fox at 7 p.m. The Seattle Seahawks at the LA Rams at 7 o'clock, and Washington football team, who've had a lot of COVID issues. So a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles they're frustrated because they're going to have to play on a short week because they're going to have to come back on Sunday. They just had their bye week. And they don't seem to have a lot of the COVID issues, knock on wood. And Washington seemed to have like 20, some teams had 20 or 30 guys out on COVID or at least contact tracing. So Washington had a lot of issues. They're like, why should we have to suffer? And why can't, you have expanded practice squads for this reason? Why couldn't they force them to play? Well, they'll give them a couple extra days. So Washington will play at the Philadelphia Eagles in Philly, City Brother Love, the home of Rocky and the Cheesesteaks, 7 o'clock on Tuesday, December 21st on Fox. So that's the 3 football games that were moved. And tomorrow, Sunday, December 19th, the 1 p.m. games, Cowboys at the Giants, big time rivalry on Fox. I'm going to go with the Cowboys here. As much as it's a big time rivalry throughout the record books, the Giants, Saquon Barkley tries his best, but Daniel Jones is still injured. I'm not even 100% sure who's their quarterback right now. And even tries their best, but I know Dak Prescott's not been great lately. But the Cowboys are going to get it done. They beat Washington last week and really beat them up badly, and the Washington came back a little late in that game. Cowboys defense is better. Micah Parsons, the former Penn State star linebacker, is playing great. A defensive player of the year candidate. T.J. Watt might get that award. Aaron Donald wins a lot. Micah Parsons is in that conversation as a rookie. Definitely be defensive rookie of the year. And then Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, I know he's had his struggles. The CD Lamb, all the offensive firepower, too much offensive firepower. The Giants are in disarray, so even on the road in Jersey, it's not going to go well for the Giants. And local player from Lake Lehman High School and Penn State, Connor McGovern, maybe his family will have a really easy time getting it because it's only going to Jersey by New York for the Cowboys at Giants. Is offensive line on the Cowboys. Cowboys at Giants. I'm going to go with the Cowboys to win bigly. Giants are a mess. New York football is a mess between the Giants and the Jets, and even Buffalo Bills, who are struggling lately, and they might make the playoffs. The Cowboys, I'm going to say, beat the Giants. The Giants going to be close for a while, but the Cowboys are going to beat the Giants. I'll go with 27-10. They win by 17 points. The Cowboys win big over the Giants. On CBS, this is a battle of 2 horrible teams, but thankfully the Jaguars got rid of the biggest problem of that team. Head coach Urban Meyer, after 13 games in his first season, fired. Not a big surprise, and all I can say is hallelujah, hallelujah. Disaster. I know there's been a lot of college coaches who haven't transferred in the NFL. Just a disaster, and he's ruined his reputation. Now the Jaguars are actually trying to fire him with cause, so they don't have to pay him the next 4 years of that contract, because it was a 5-year contract for lots of money. I'm sure he'll try to sue or fight them on that. But between the scandal with, groupies or girls kind of grind on him at a club, allegedly. I don't know, allegedly we have to say, just for legal reasons. And then the report and the final straw after he called out his coaches and players and tried to have them defend their resumes. Or, I'm a proven winner, you're a loser. And then Josh Lambo, the kicker he cut earlier in the year, says in August in training camp, he kicked him. He kicked the kicker. How insanely ironic and crazy is that? And basically said, you make your blanking kicks. I'm the coach. I get my stuff done. You make your kicks. And then kicked him. It's okay to have some tough love and yell at me. You better make your kicks. Even a little foul language is okay within reason because these are grown men. But you're not allowed to physically assault someone. Even if it was a gentle kick, it's not allowed. I don't think he'll ever get another coaching job again. He's already had what he says are health issues where he can't handle it. But after all the success he's had at college, at Bowling Green, and Utah, and University of Florida winning national championships with Tim Tebow, and Ohio State, he just embarrassed himself as a Jaguars coach. And hopefully he has not permanently ruined Trevor Lawrence, the top pick in the draft, who's struggled as a rookie, but the team is bad. Hopefully he will be able to grow from this. Darren Bevel, the offensive Darrell Bevel, the offensive coordinator, now going to take over as interim head coach. We'll see what he could do. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence will be able to rebound from this. He seems to relieved to get this horrible distraction away from the Jaguars. And Urban Meyer will be interested to see if he can even get another broadcasting job. He just worked for Fox Sports last year and the last few years in college football, but just embarrassed. But Jaguars get rid of him, so they're going to be at home against the Houston Texans, who stink. This is a tough one to pick. I'm actually going to go with the Jaguars here. I think if Urban Meyer was still the head coach, it was status quo. I'd probably pick the Texans because they both have struggled, but the Texans have played a little bit better at times. I'm going to say the Jaguars are going to rebound from this. Trevor Lawrence is going to have a solid game. They're playing a horrible team, which helps. They're at home. And Darrell Bevel and Trevor Lawrence and company and the running back Robinson, the Jaguars are going to rally the troops, and I think they're going to actually play well in a close, ugly game. I'm going to say Jaguars are going to win this game 20-17 over the Texans, win only their third game of the season. He only won 2 games, Urban Meyer, but I think the Jaguars will find a way to win and win in spite of Urban Meyer. I'm really thrilled to get rid of that terrible coach. And I just can't believe it. You can maybe sometimes boss around kids in college like that, but in the NFL, these are grown men. You have to know how to handle your players and not treat them like they're children. These are grown men who are making tons of money. You have to treat them with respect, and he obviously didn't do that. So Jaguars do well now. There, Meyer's finally gone 2017 over the Texans, an AFC South matchup, 2 horrible teams. CBS at 1 o'clock. Tennessee Titans, of course, without Derrick Henry because they were a great team with him. They're struggling a little bit without him, but they still might make the playoffs. Mike Vrabel and company, solid defense. Mike Vrabel, a solid coach, of course. Brian Tannehill and company, trying to get it done at the Steelers in Pittsburgh, a proud Steelers team who came off that Thursday night game where they were getting embarrassed 29-0, and then they came all the way back, almost won the game. Ben Roethlisberger made a thrilling comeback. Vikings almost choked him, but they still lost. They're 6-6-1. Of course, Steelers fans are like, why did you postpone these COVID games? And some of them are annoyed online. But you didn't move the game when we lost Ben Roethlisberger the day before he had COVID, and then you had to go with Mason Rudolph. But you still should have beaten the crappy Detroit Lions. He lost with him. And, you got tied with the Lions, and that might cost them a playoff chance. But they have 4 games left. It's going to be tough schedule. They play the Titans, then they play the Chiefs, then they play the Cleveland Browns on Monday Night Football for Ben Roethlisberger's last home game in the regular season, probably for his whole career, because he's probably retiring at the end of the season, sounds like, and that's what the rumors are. And this will be his second last home game against the Titans tomorrow, and then the final game on the road against the Ravens on January 9th. So 4 games left. They probably have to win 3 out of the 4 to make the playoffs. It's going to be very tough to do. It's probably not going to happen. By the way, the Patriots just made it 20-17. They're only down by 3 late in that game, so they still have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Dumber fans to know what I'm talking about with Jeff Daniels and great Jim Carrey. But I think the Steelers are going to find a way to win this thing. It might be crazy to drink the Kool-Aid, but I think my white Steelers are going to make her very happy. I think it's going to be a hard-fought, very physical game, but at home in Pittsburgh, they play better. Ben Roethlisberger and company, all that offensive fiber. Chase Claypool, hopefully, supposedly was right behind the scenes with his crazy antics on Thursday Night Football last week against the Vikings. And the clock running and again, stupid penalties, showboating. I think Chase Claypool will rebound. The Steelers, Deontay Johnson company, Najee Harris having a great rookie season, great rookie running back for the Steelers. In discussion for Rookie of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Steelers, I think, are going to beat the Titans. Close game. Derrick Henry was there on the Titans. Or if the game was at home in Tennessee, or if Derrick Henry and the Titans were healthy, I think the Titans would definitely win this going away. But they're not. They're struggling at times. The Texans even beat them recently. The Texans stink. I think Steelers at home are going to win this game, a hard-fought game. I'm going to go with 27. 27-24, 3-point game-winning field goal by Chris Boswell, having a great season, making a lot of 50-yard long field goals. Steelers over the Titans, 27-24 to keep their some playoff hopes alive. Go 7-6-1. 1 o'clock on CBS, because there's 6 early games after some of the postponements. You have Jets at Dolphins, Miami. It was close last time in New York. Jets are an embarrassment. Zach Wilson's trying his best. They have so many injuries, so much lack of offensive firepower. Lots of injuries on defense too. And the Miami Dolphins, who start off the year 1-7, I think have won 6 around. They're 6-7. The Dolphins are going to continue to roll against my crappy JTS Jets. They're not going to drink the Kool-Aid. Both Giants and Jets stink. The New York football team stink. They're both going to lose in embarrassing fashion. Dolphins at home in Miami. Tua and company, solid defense. Brian Flores, solid head coach. And Tua and the Dolphins offense have been picking up lately. They're going to crush my Jets. Embarrassing. I'll go with, I don't know. I'll go 27-13. They win by 2 touchdowns, but it's not even going to feel that close. Win by 14 points over the Jets. 1 o'clock on Fox, the Arizona Cardinals have what should be an easy win for them. On Fox, 1 o'clock at the Detroit Lions, who finally won their first game of the year a couple weeks ago against the Vikings. Lost last week, but I think Matthew Stafford and company probably at least happy they won that one game. They're not going to go winless. They're 1-11-1 with 4 games to go. Kyler Murray, Arizona Cardinals, too much offensive firepower, too much solid defense. They're good, unless they take the Detroit Lions way too lightly on the road in Detroit. Cardinals are going to easily win this game. Lock of the week, lock it in. I'll go with the Cardinals winning bigly, 34. I'll go 34-13, 21-point, 3-touchdown win over the Lions. It's happening. Arizona Cardinals crush Detroit. Last of the 1 o'clock early games, the 6th early game of the day. Carolina Panthers on Fox, 1 o'clock on the road at the Buffalo Bills, who've been struggling lately. The Buffalo Bills came all the way back after they were getting embarrassed by the World Champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady and company, and tied it up late, but then Brady threw a walk-off touchdown in overtime, and the rest is history. So the Bills didn't get a chance to match it. So I'm going to go with the Bills. They're going to get off the schneid, get a much-needed win because they're 7-6, and they're fighting for the playoff lives. If they win, they'll at least get to 8-6 with 3 to play. It's still going to be tough sledding for them. Looks like the Colts are just going to score a big touchdown here to ice the game. So that's game over. So it was close for a little while. Jonathan Taylor having a great season for the Colts. Scores what should be the clinching touchdown with just only minutes to play. With 2:01 to play, they're going to be up 27-17 by 10 points. So the Colts are going to beat the Patriots and end their 7-game winning streak. And the Colts have a great chance to play the playoffs and are a sleeper team in the playoffs. And watch NFL in-season Hard Knocks on HBO every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Quite a story. The Colts are very solid offense and defense. Maybe not heard of some of their players. And Carson Wentz having an underrated great season. Jonathan Taylor having a great MVP candidate season running back. Watch out for the Colts. They're going to beat the Patriots tonight. But anyway, the Bills, it's a moral victory, but after being embarrassed in the first half, came all the way back, lost in overtime to Brady and the champion Buccaneers. They're going to crush the Panthers. Cam Newton's not the answer in Carolina. PJ Walker's not the answer in Carolina. No Christian McCaffrey for the rest of the year. He's out. Matt Rule and Robbie Anderson could try all their might. Panthers just aren't that good, and they're going to get their butts kicked. Buffalo Bills will get off the schneid, get to 8-6. They'll beat the Panthers. They better beat the Panthers. Any chance they had Super Bowl talk earlier in the year, that's out the window, but at least they have a chance to make the playoffs as a wild card team, because the Patriots are probably going to win that division. After everyone thought, the Bills are going to dominate that division for years. They won it last year, and the Patriots stunk and didn't make the playoffs last year. Well, Patriots are right back, probably going to win the division again, even without Brady. So, with a rookie quarterback, Mac Jones, who beat the Bills, thrown only 3 times a couple weeks ago in the horrible win that missing game. But the Bills going to beat the Panthers. I'll go with 31-17. They win by 2 touchdowns over the Panthers in chilly Buffalo in December. So now we got 3 of the 4 o'clock games, 4-5 on CBS. The Bengals have a heartbreaking loss in overtime to Jimmy Garoppolo and 49ers, who are 7-6 and clinging for their playoff lives. The Bengals are clinging for their playoff lives against the 7-6 Detroit Denver Broncos, who are staying in the playoff race even though they traded Von Miller to the LA Rams. Before the trade deadline, their star defensive player and Teddy Bridgewater, more of a game manager, is trying to get it done. Defense has been surprisingly pretty decent for the Denver Broncos, even without Von Miller trade. Since the Von Miller trade, they had an emotional win last week over the stinky Detroit Lions in honor of Demaryius Thomas, who passed away way too young, at 33 years young. And it was emotional. They had his decal of number 88, his jersey number on their helmets and their jerseys, and they won in his honor, which I thought they definitely would. And it was nice a tribute to a great football player on and off the field from everything I've heard. It's going to be tough. A mile high air. Broncos are kind of rolling, but I still think the Bengals are going to get it done because I think Joe Burrow and company, even though they've been Jekyll and Hyde at times, they've been playing really up and really down. Joe Burrow's going to put up some points, and he's definitely not a game manager because he can put up points, throw the ball down the field, get a lot of yards. The defense just needs to do a decent enough job, and they need to limit turnovers against a solid Broncos defense. So I think Bengals are going to beat the Broncos, even in the mile higher on the road in Denver. Bengals win, improve their playoff chances, beat the Broncos, who will fall to 7-7. I'll go with 27-17. They win by 10 points over the Denver Broncos. Then 4:05 on CBS, you have the Atlanta Falcons, who I think are 6-7, still hanging in there, but don't really have a chance. Matt Ryan and Kyle Pitts trying their best, even though they don't have much to work with. At the 49ers, 7-6, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyle Shanahan, that offense and that defense still clicking. It might surprise people. It might make the playoffs. And Jimmy Garoppolo, everyone's like, he's done in San Francisco. He's getting the job done. And Trey Lance has had injuries, and maybe eventually will be his time, but Jimmy Garoppolo playing well for the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to win this game easily. At home in San Francisco against the Falcons. Matt Ryan tries his best, but doesn't have much to work with besides the rookie Kyle Pitts and a couple of decent players. 49ers are going to chew up that mediocre Falcons defense. Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy Garoppolo, too much for offensive firepower. And Bosa on defense for the 49ers is a beast. I think the 49ers win this game. I'll go with 34. I'll go with 34-24. They win by 10 points over the Falcons, and they improved to 8-6. Have a great chance to make the playoffs with 3 games to go. 4:25, the last of the 4 o'clock games on Fox, should be one of the games of the day. Green Bay Packers having a great season. Aaron Rodgers and company putting up tons of points. At times, the Bears gave them a scare last Sunday Night Football against the Bears, a big-time rivalry. Packers rebounded and destroyed the Bears in the end, and Justin Fields tried his best. They were winning for a lot of that game, and then the Packers woke up and sat their fingers. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers just did what they do. Devontae Adams, company, too much offensive firepower, too much defense, especially too much offensive firepower the Bears couldn't stop. Packers at the Ravens have a lot of struggles, a lot of injuries. Lamar Jackson got injured last week. Tried their best, and then the Ravens got embarrassed. They lost to the Cleveland Browns, and got it close for at the end, but really had trouble out there. Ravens are a proud team. It's at home in Baltimore, which gives them a chance. But I think Green Bay Packers will continue to roll. I know the Ravens is a game they could win, but I think Aaron Rodgers in the offense and Devontae Adams, great connection. And whether this is last year in Green Bay or not, which it very well might be, they're rolling. I think the Packers will continue rolling, keep that number 1 seed in the NFC away from Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, so they have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And the first round bye, I'll go with the Packers to beat the Ravens, who are struggling and trying to hold on and win that division against the Bengals, Browns, and even the Steelers in the AFC North. I think the Packers are going to beat the Ravens. I'll go with 27-20. They win by a touchdown over Baltimore. Baltimore keeps it close. Packers in the end win by a touchdown. And that's 4:25 on Fox, one of the games of the day. Then Monday, we got 2 games, as I said. We have the rescheduled Raiders-Browns game in Cleveland. It was supposed to be on Saturday. Now it's on NFL Network exclusively, 5 o'clock on Monday, December 20th, before the regular Monday Night Football game. Vikings at Bears. Raiders at Browns. A lot of COVID cases. Still not sure who's going to be quarterback for the Browns. The head coach who had COVID and missed that first playoff game against the Seals last year, and then was out for that, but he was back for the second round game against the Chiefs where they lost. Kevin Stefanski, I'm not sure if he'll be able to coach or not. I'm sure he at least got the game plan because he had COVID again. Baker Mayfield tested positive. Casey Keenum tested positive. So maybe Nick Mullins, the former 49ers quarterback, might have to be quarterback, or maybe Baker Mayfield might be cleared if he gets 2 negative tests in 24 hours apart with extra time. So we'll see what happens there. Cleveland Browns at home with a lot to play for. I'm not sure who's going to be able for him, but I'm going to still go with Cleveland. Again, I think Cleveland facing a lot of adversity. Going to rally the troops at home, a little extra time, so they might get some of their star players back. And I think Kareem Hunt has also been put on the COVID protocol, so maybe they'll get some of these players back with extra time to get ready for this game. I know a lot of teams say it's not fair, but NFL wants to reschedule these games and try to make it a little more fair competitively late in the season, getting ready for the playoffs. The Vegas Raiders, they've had to overcome a lot of adversity with the John Gruden scandal, the terrible situation with Henry Ruggs, the receiver did horrible things. They've had a lot of issues. Derek Carr's been one of the few steady presences for them at quarterback, and they've had to rally troops as well. But I think in the end, the Cleveland Browns at home in Cleveland gives them a slight advantage. If it was games in Vegas, I'd give the Raiders a slight advantage. Cleveland Browns, probably chilly and cold, December, right before Christmas, and I think even with all the COVID issues, as long as they have a decent quarterback under center, even if it's Nick Mullins, who's found a way to win games for the 49ers the last few years, and if Baker Mayfield would come back, either way, I think Cleveland has enough firepower. Myles Garrett, great pass rusher, and defensively it's going to be hard to stop and be a menace to Derek Carr and the Raiders offense. I think the Browns beat the Raiders in an ugly game. I'm going to go with 20-17, a close, low-scoring game, 3-point win. Browns 20-17, winners over the Raiders in Cleveland. Browns win. 5 o'clock NFL Network. Then 8:15 on ESPN and ABC simulcast. The Minnesota Vikings at the Bears. Vikings have everything to play for. The Bears don't really have anything to play for. Justin Fields has shown some flashes as a rookie, and at times Andy Dalton's had to play, who might be getting a job elsewhere probably in the next year. And Justin Fields has showed enough where he'll have a decent chance to be the starting quarterback next year. But the Bears have a lot of holes to fix. They showed some positives. Winning for a little while against the Packers before the Packers woke up and just kicked their butts in the second half, Aaron Rodgers and company. I think the Vikings will get it done. They've lost a lot of close games. They almost choked and blew that game against the Steelers the Thursday night prior to this week. But the Vikings got it done then. They're 6-7. I think they moved to 7-7, get to 500. They beat the Bears, NFC North rivalry. Even the game being Chicago on the road, it's going to be tough, a tough place to play. But I think the Vikings win. I'm going to go with 27-13. They win by 2 touchdowns over the Bears. Justin Fields, if we're correct, will have some good highlight reel plays, running and throwing the ball, but also make some costly turnovers. And the Vikings, Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, and company, too much offensive firepower running and throwing the ball. Vikings win 27-13 over the Bears. Monday Night Football, 8:15 on ESPN. Then the doubleheader we didn't expect to have. We had some games last year on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We have a Tuesday doubleheader, December 20th. So lots of football between college football bowl games. And then one game Saturday, 10 games on Sunday, 2 games on Monday, and 2 games on Tuesday. So lots of football for all us football fans. And then we're going to have lots of fun football. That was the last Thursday night football game of the year, the Chiefs-Chargers game. But then you have 2 games on Christmas Day, and then you have a bunch of games on Sunday next week, and Monday Night Football as well. So a lot of football, which for me, more football the better. It's just exciting and fun to watch. So December 21st, this Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. My daughter likes to say Taco Tuesday, she says. And my little boy LJ says that too. 7 o'clock on Fox, both games. So you'll have to record it if you have it, or just watch the game in your local area. And by the way, the Colts have officially beat the Patriots. They're 8-6, 27-17 with the Patriots, and the Patriots fall to 9-5, 7-game win streak. Adios. And the Patriots still going to make the playoffs, win the division, and the Chiefs are the number 1 seed in the AFC at 10-4 with 3 to play. But a nice signature win for the Colts, and the Patriots gave them a challenge late, but the Colts held on and won over Bill Belichick and company. And the Patriots were flying high, but Colts playing great football. And as you check them out on Hard Knocks, they're a sleeper team, a hard team to beat. Great defense, Carson Wentz offense playing well, and Jonathan Taylor having a great MVP caliber season at running back. 7 o'clock on Fox this Tuesday, December 21st. Seattle Seahawks at LA Rams. Seahawks playing better of late. They've also played some crappy teams like the Houston Texans lately, and they found ways to win. But Russell Wilson, proud guy, he might be leaving, if you believe the rumors, maybe to the New York Giants, or the Steelers, or the New Orleans Saints, or Broncos, who knows. But Russell Wilson and company, and Pete Carroll, they're a proud team. They've been around for years as a playoff contender, won a Super Bowl, almost won 2. They just ran the damn ball with Marshawn Lynch, the 1-yard line against Brady and the Patriots a few years back in the Super Bowl. Seahawks at the LA Rams. They're 5-8, the Seahawks, but I still don't think they're going anywhere. I think Russell Wilson will give the LA Rams a little bit of a challenge, but at home, LA coming off a big signature win on the road against the Arizona Cardinals, a big-time NFC West opponent, rival, and Sean McVay's got his mojo back on offense. Matthew Stafford had a great game. Cooper Kupp playing great. Odell Beckham Jr. finally had a solid game. And the Rams are, as long as they get it done, I know they have had a lot of COVID issues as well. I think the Rams are going to build on the momentum of that big division rival win against the Cardinals on the road. LA Rams at home. Russell Wilson will give it everything he has, try to keep it close, but I think the LA Rams pull away late after the Russell Wilson keeps it close for a while. I'm going to go with the Rams. Get to that magical 30-plus plateau under Sean McVay like they do when they're flying high. I think they'll win. I'll go with 31. I think they'll win 31-20. They win by 11 points. Rams over the Seahawks. Rams get a big win. Get ahead to the playoffs soon. Maybe challenge the Cardinals for the first place in the division title with 3 to play. Seahawks gonna fall to 5-9, not going anywhere fast. We'll see. Do they keep Russell Wilson or do they totally rebuild? I'd still keep Russell Wilson, but unless you get blown away with a massive trade. But Russell Wilson's still young enough to still have good years to come. LA Rams gonna win that game 31-20 at home in LA. The other game, 7:00 in Philly, the city of brotherly love, and Philadelphia Freedom, the great Elton John. We're going to see him on his farewell tour later this year, next year actually, and home of Rocky and all the great stuff in Philly. Philadelphia Eagles at home. It's going to be rowdy. 7:00 Tuesday night. The Philly fans will be pumped. Big time division rivalry against the Washington football team. They feel like they've been wrong because the game got pushed back, and they're going to have to play on short rest the following week. On Sunday, just a few days left after this Tuesday game, they're coming off the bye week. Gardner Minshew played amazing. Some people want Gardner Minshew to be the starter, and after Jalen Hurts couldn't play against my stinky Jets, but it was against my Jets, so cool the Jets. He played great with his glorious Fu Manchu mustache. And I'd love to see Gardner Minshew get some playing time, but also I think between running and throwing the ball, Jalen Hurts has a legit chance to have a great future with the Eagles. So, but who knows if he's going to be the quarterback for the long term or just a stopgap measure? We'll see. If things don't work out, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. Things don't work out, they still might try to draft a quarterback in this offseason. I don't know if they will, but maybe they will. You never know. But Washington was playing well. They fell to the Cowboys last week. Taylor Heineke was in the COVID protocol, so I'm not quite sure if he'll be cleared to play. Who will be under center for Washington? Who knows? Ron Rivera had that Washington football team clicking. Even the defense was playing well without Chase Young, the great defense player who tore his ACL, is out for the season. Hopefully, they'll make a speedy recovery for next year in 2022. I think the Philadelphia Eagles and Philly, they're going to overcome adversity, going to rally troops, and I think they'll get it done. Or else the Philly fans are going to they've booed Santa Claus and thrown snowballs at him. Don't want to anger the Philly fans right before Christmas, before Feliz Navidad. It will not go well, but I think the Philly fans will have a nice early Christmas present. They'll beat Washington, a big-time division rivalry game. Only even be better if they beat the stinky Dallas Cowboys, the Giants, a big-time rivalry again like that. But I think they'll beat the Washington football team, long-time NFC East division rival. I think it'll be a close, ugly game, but I think in the end the Eagles will get it done. I'm going to go with 27-17. Eagles win by 10. They'll pull away at the end. Win by 10 over the Washington football team. Philly over Washington, improve to 7-7 with 3 to play, have a legit chance to maybe sneak in as an NFC, one of the final wildcard spots. So we'll see. So that's my pick. So again, we'll go with the quick picks. Of course, the Chiefs came back and beat the Chargers on Thursday Night Football. Colts just beat the Patriots 27-17 on Saturday Night Football on NFL Network. And then my Sunday picks, the 1 o'clock games, the 6 1 o'clock games. Cowboys are going to crush the Giants, who stink. The Jaguars, without a horrible Urban Meyer head coach, they're going to beat the Houston Texans. Steelers are going to beat the Titans in a close one. I think my wife will be happy with that. Dolphins are going to beat the heck out of my stinky JETS Jets. Dolphins are rolling, going to win, I think, what is it? They're going to finish 6 in a row, going to 7-7 after starting off so slow. The Dolphins are playing great. Cardinals lock of the week are going to crush the Detroit Lions, who are terrible, but at least won a game this year. Buffalo Bills have been strong. They're going to crush the stinky Carolina Panthers. Those are the 6 1 o'clock games, and the 3 4 o'clock games. Bengals are going to beat the Broncos. 49ers are going to crush the Falcons. They're going to have a good chance of sinking as a playoff wildcard team. Possible game of the day, 4:25 on Fox. Packers are going to beat on the Ravens. And then Sunday Night Football. Oh, I forgot to do my Sunday Night Football pick. I almost forgot. 8:20 on Sunday Night Football. I didn't see on my sheet. Saints struggling. Luckily, they played my stinky New York Jets last week, so everyone beats them. Alvin Kamara had a good running game. Taysom Hill has a messed up pinky or finger on his throwing hand. He got it done, even though it's, I think more of a runner than a thrower. But the Saints got it done. But still, James Winston gave that team a real chance to make the playoffs. Sean Payne came down with COVID, even though he was one of the first guys to get it in March 2020 when the pandemic first started. So I'm not sure about his coaching status for Sunday. I think he's out. He won't be able to coach. But got the game plan in. The Saints defense has really had Tom Brady's number lately, and they beat them on Halloween night, even though that's the game James Winston tore his ACL. The Saints season's never been the same since. They went from a good chance to make the playoffs, Super Bowl contender, even without Drew Brees, who retired and now is glorious flowing hair as a broadcaster on NBC. And now they've turned to crap because they've had to go with Trevor Siemian and Taysom Hill aren't legit quarterbacks. So I think Tom Brady is going to exercise his demons. The offense firepower, even without Antonio Brown, which they said they're going to welcome him back, and with the fake vaccination cards. Rob Gronkowski and him have great connection. Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady going to put up some touchdowns there. Mike Evans, too much offensive fire for the Buccaneers. Solid underrated defense. The world champ Buccaneers at home are going to get off the schneid and going to solve the riddle that has been the New Orleans Saints defense. They've slowed down Tom Brady's dynamic offense down lately. I think the Bucs, especially against the Saints team, have a horrible quarterback situation now. Without James Winston there, and of course Drew Brees was retired. I think the Bucs are going to crush the Saints. I'm going to go with 34. I'm going to go with 34-10. They win by 24 points and just lay the wood on them and get a pound on the Saints. So Bucs over the New Orleans Saints, 34-10. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers can do a roll and have a great chance to make the Super Bowl against maybe the Chiefs from rematch of the last year's Super Bowl against the Chiefs, or I think the sexier matchup might actually be they might play the Patriots and be Belichick and Brady in the Super Bowl, which I think the world might explode if that happens, but it would be a heck of a Super Bowl. But I think the Buccaneers are still going to find a way to repeat as Super Bowl champions, but unless the Green Bay Packers find a way to slow them down and knock them off the playoffs, which they couldn't do last year. So Bucs are going to crush the Saints 34-10 on Sunday Night Football, 8:20 on NBC, and then the two games, the doubleheader on Monday. 5 o'clock NFL Network, Browns are going to beat the Raiders in a close one. And then 8:15 on ESPN, Vikings are going to beat on the Chicago Bears. Doubleheader on both games, 7 o'clock on Tuesday. The LA Rams are going to beat their division rival, the Seahawks, going to crush them. And Philadelphia Eagles, city brother to love in Philadelphia, are going to beat on their division rival, the Washington football team, by 10 points, 27-17 on Tuesday. So those are our NFL picks. Some of the games later than we thought they'd be because of the postponements. Hopefully people stay healthy and we get past this Omicron variant and people get vaccinated and get boosted, and eventually we could take off the masks and hopefully life could return to normal. Hopefully sometime in 2022. We thought we were past this in the summer when things seem to return to normal, and it's depressing because now we see a lot of cancellations and postponements. My daughter and my wife and the grandparents, they luckily got to sneak in their Rockette show in New York recently because right after they unfortunately got shut down because they had a COVID issue. Broadway shows are getting canceled and postponed, like Hamilton and then the Beetlejuice play, and just a lot of stuff. So, hopefully, I know a lot of people like this reminds me of March 2020 when this began. We thought this was over. Unfortunately, a lot of the entertainment venues are getting shut down again. Sporting events getting postponed. Hopefully we can get past this and eventually return to some level of normal and just get through this horrible time. So let's stick together. We're more alike than we are different. Let's unite as one and let's beat this somehow. I don't know. Follow the guidelines. Wear your mask if you have to. Get vaccinated. Get boosted. And hopefully we'll end this before long. Everyone stay happy and healthy and safe this holiday season. And hopefully you could actually meet with your loved ones and friends and family and hug and kiss them and get past this horrible virus that we've dealt with for way too long now. For it seems like an eternity these last 2 years. And then I want to quickly mention, of course, Cobra Kai coming back from season 4. Watch binge on the first 3 seasons on Netflix. Watch Johnny Lawrence and Daniel LaRusso and get ready because they're going to take on Terry Silver and the evil Sensei Kreese. Season 4 of Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid spinoff, premiere on New Year's Eve, December 31st, very soon on Friday, December 31st on New Year's Eve. Check out Cobra Kai, great show. Last season, F is for Family with the great, hilarious Bill Burr on Netflix. AP Bio got canceled, great show on Peacock. MacGruber with Will Forte, Ryan Phillippe, and Kristen Wiig is back. That is on Peacock. Check that out. And the movie is very underrated from 2010. Hilarious with Val Kilmer as a bad guy, so great Saturday Night Live skit, underrated movie, and now funny show on Peacock. MacGruber's back on Peacock. Check that out. That started premiering this past Thursday. And then, of course, the movies. You had Nightmare Alley with Bradley Cooper, Guillermo del Toro, the Oscar winner. First movie since Shape of Water, won Best Picture in the Oscar back in 2017. That looks like a heck of a movie, a remake from 1947. Based on a novel from 1946, a thriller, film noir, but Bradley Cooper really brings it. Guillermo del Toro and company, Nightmare Alley, Kate Blanchett, Toni Collette, a lot of great actors. William Dafoe, who's also in the new Spider-Man movie. Spoiler alert. It's not much of a spoiler because I've showed him in the trailers as Green Goblin coming back in the multiverse. So Nightmare Alley came out this past Friday. West Side Story didn't do very well money-wise, but getting great reviews. Steven Spielberg turned 75 years young, and the other day, the great, hilarious Eugene Levy from American Pie and a bunch of other great things, and Schitt's Creek, hilarious Emmy-winning show. and the dad of the hilarious Dan Levy. He turned 75 years old, and today is Steven Spielberg's 75th birthday. But West Side Story, great reviews. Should be a great remake. I've heard great things. My mother said she loved it. It was an amazing remake, possibly better than the original from 1961, from 60 years ago. So Rita Moreno just turned 90 years young. Hilarious in one day at a time. Great underrated show. She's back in it from the original one. And so check that out. The Return of West Side Story, Nightmare Alley, and then Wednesday, December 22nd on HBO Max. If you want to stay home or in movie theaters, you get Keanu Reeves, Neo, the Chosen One, in Matrix, in the new Matrix movie. You got Sing 2 with Matthew McConaughey, a bunch of funny, hilarious voice actors. Nick Kroll, hilarious comedian. And then you have the Kingsman prequel movie, the next one. The third sequel, Taron Egerton's going to be filmed next year, but the prequel with Ray Fiennes and company, and a lot of great actors, and a lot of great over-the-top action scenes. That's going to come out this Wednesday, December 22nd. Then Christmas Day, you have the Kurt Warner inspirational true story about a guy who went from almost 30 years old stocking grocery shelves to becoming a Super Bowl MVP champion and a Hall of Famer. Great inspirational movie, fun for the whole family that anyone can watch and really be inspired during this holiday season, which we really need right now. Zachary Levi from the Shazam movies, and Chuck back in the day, the TV show, Anna Paquin, Dennis Quaid in the Kurt Warner story, American Underdog coming out on Christmas Day on Saturday, next Saturday, and then Letters for Jordan with the great Michael B. Jordan acting in that drama, and the great Denzel Washington directing that movie. That's also coming out on Christmas Day. So a lot of great movies coming out, and then of course the big movie that even with the Omicron threat of variant, we gotta stay safe. We're gonna try to see it tomorrow. My daughter is excited. She loves watching the Spider-Man cartoon. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Disney Junior with my little boy and my daughter. The new Spider-Man movie, No Way Home. Great movie. I've heard great reviews, heard glowing remarks. No spoilers. Shh. I will not spoil, I promise. Who's in it? Who knows? We've heard lots of rumors, possibly multiple Spider-Mans. Who knows? I don't know who's in it. I've tried to stay away from spoilers. I've seen the trailers. I see Jamie Foxx is back. I see Green Goblin's back. I see Sandman might be back. Doc Ock's back because he says in the trailer, "You're not Peter Parker." He doesn't recognize him because Tobey Maguire was Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2 when he was in it back in 2004 when I was a senior in high school and not even quite 18 years old yet. So should be exciting. Pumped to see it. Opening day, I think, made $121 million. Might make $240 million opening weekend. Those are pre-pandemic levels, like Avengers Endgame. Big-time superhero movies are making big money even during the pandemic, but this is like crazy back in the Avenger days. So Spider-Man, great reviews. It's supposed to be a great story. And wild, setting up for the future Marvel movies, stayed at the end credits, of course, because they might have previews for possible next Marvel movies and secrets and shows, that it all is connected. I'm sure there'll be great cameos in it, and hopefully a good conclusion to this Spider-Man trilogy of him in high school, and who knows where he'll be next. College, who knows what he'll be doing next. So it should be fun to see who's in it. And in the multiverse, anyone can come back. Old characters, new characters. It should be fun to see. Even characters who you thought were killed off in the past that could come back. So fingers crossed, we're going to go see it tomorrow. We're going to love it. My daughter's going to love the popcorn and the candy and can't wait to see the new Spider-Man movie. And we will not ruin the movie and give spoilers out. So we're excited to that. Maybe meet up with the family to watch that at Cinemark tomorrow. So check out the new Spider-Man movie. That's doing great. And then to wrap up the show before we say goodbye and wish everyone a Merry Christmas, I want to sing a song to my amazing wife, Abby, beautiful, handsome son, LJ, beautiful daughter, Lorelai, and I'm going to sing Feliz Navidad, Prospero años, felicidad. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. So that's you. I love you, Abby. Beautiful wife. Love you, Lulu, Lorelai. Love you, LJ. And I love you guys for tuning in each and every week. DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Your home for your favorite sports and entertainment talk right here. The man of sports talk. Football picks, college bowl games, football picks each and every week, basketball, hockey, baseball talk, and movies, TV shows, all of it. Keep it locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for all your favorite sports and entertainment talk right here. Have a great Merry Christmas. Enjoy it with your loved ones. Stay safe. Get vaccinated, get boosted, and let's get through this together and have a great holiday season. Hug and kiss your loved ones when you can, and appreciate each and every day. Don't take it for granted, and just love each other and let's just have a great festive holiday season and make the best of it. So happy holidays, take care, and we'll keep it locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show. We'll be with you each and every week, getting you through the football season and through the playoffs and the Super Bowl the day before Valentine's Day. And keep it locked. DJ Roscoe Sports Show, your home for your favorite sports and entertainment talk, right here on DJ Roscoe Sports Show. Have a great weekend, everyone. Merry Christmas. We'll be back next week, and we'll see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.